Namaste, Jai Bharat. Can we think of something like complete knowledge? Complete knowledge in the sense that getting knowledge about all departments of knowing. And what may be all departments of knowing? You can understand it very easily. There are types of knowledge. And how many areas? Knowledge goes into how many areas? It's not so easy to sit down and write. There are knowledge about how many areas. Every possible areas there can be knowledge about. For instance, the knowledge about sexual relations. That's also knowledge. Or similarly, from that to the planetary positions and the situations with the planets, outer space. There can be knowledge about physics, physical world, chemical world, bio world, so on and so forth. So there can be multiple, plenty, infinite areas of knowledge. Now, let's go back to the ancient times. If at all there was a civilization which tried to understand the complete knowledge, that is, every aspect of knowledge, every departments in knowledge, every thinkable possible areas in knowing, if there is such a civilization, that's the civilization of Bharat. And Bharat is Sanskrit. This is actually not a simple phenomenon. It's not simply amazing, it's incredible, really. We don't know. Now you just think about the knowledge tradition in Bharat, Bharatiya knowledge tradition, which of course is the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition. There's nothing else other than Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition when you speak of Bharatiya knowledge tradition. So, when you look at the Bharatiya knowledge tradition, which of course again is the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition, the question that I would like to ask is simply this: is there any aspect, is there any area, or is there any aspect of knowledge which is left unexplored? I'm not telling untouched, unexplored by the Bharatiya knowledge tradition. If you think about it, you will know there's not a single area which is left unexplored. It's not simply touching and leaving half the way. It is going into the entire depth and bringing out the knowledge and presenting us either through in later, much later, composed forms of verses or made out on hard rocks, chiseled out in the hard rocks. So this, if you look at any other civilization in the entire world of any time, of course there's nothing beyond the Vedic time what all people may try desperately to speak of. Everything comes after the Veda Upanishadic knowledge traditions coming into existence. There are civilizations, very, very, what do you call it, meaningful and very serious civilizations all over the world. Aztec also. Aztecs are there, the Mayans are there, so many are there, Egyptians are there, Sumerians, all those people are there. But all this comes after the Veda Upanishadic knowledge tradition based civilization, which we call Sanskriti. Is there any civilization similar to this Bharatiya knowledge tradition in the sense that all areas are explored? You don't find any. At least in my experience, you don't find any. They have knowledge in some given area or some given areas, but nothing like this one knowledge tradition which is complete, which had gone into every thinkable aspects of knowing. Why don't people think about it? Now there's one more point I would like to make in this connection. There was a time in Bharat, beginning of AD most likely, that we had about in between 6.5 7 lakhs of universities. Bharat is not a small land. It's a very, very large, very big area. We had about 6.5 to 7, between 6.5 and 7 lakhs of universities. We call these universities as gurukulas. We had so many gurukulas, and in every gurukula, students from, this is an important thing, all over the world came to study. Now, this coming into existence of so many Gurukulas and the process of students coming from all over the world to study had not happened overnight. It must have been an evolutionary and very gradual process of coming into existence and people coming. And some Gurukulas are very large. Gurukulas, we call them as Gurukulas, universities. Some Gurukulas are very large. Some Gurukulas are small. But as I understand, the smaller Gurukulas are dealing only with specific areas of knowledge, not other areas. The larger Gurukulas may be dealing with, like today's modern universities, multiple disciplines. But smaller Gurukulas must be extremely specialized Gurukulas. The size is small, number of students are more, and the intensity in knowledge is deep. So this must have been the case. With so many Gurukulas, with so many people coming from all over the world to learn, don't you think that that's a possibility that most people, those who are thirsty for knowing, came to Bharat, learned the basics, and further developed of their own? This is one likelihood which one should not oversee. They must, the knowledge must, they read into the people, those who are thirsty for knowledge, those who have the knowledge quest within them in outside Bharat area, other areas, they didn't have to reinvent the wheel. They came to know, they knew that these areas, this place has got a lot of knowing business. So they didn't have to reinvent the wheel. They must have come to learn from someone who had already invented the wheel and then further improve upon the wheel which they learned from them. That means the knowledge was already available. They simply only had to travel, and traveling from whichever area to Bharat through land, mostly they were land connected, through land and reaching here, subsequently later times sea connected also. They used to come, learn the fundamentals, go back, and once they get the fundamentals, they are those who are capable, they will establish upon it and then improve upon it and further develop it. That's how knowledge develops and that's how knowledge spreads. So the point is, there is a very strong possibility that all world civilizations have either direct or indirect influence of the fundamental basic knowledge tradition of Bharat. So the Bharatiya knowledge tradition shall or must become or must be respected by the world as the basic knowledge tradition the world has got or the mankind has got. This basic respect we should be given. We should be given. The world should not, like the Winston Churchill at one time called people of Bharat as rascals who are unable to know things. Look at the ignorance. We call them in a beautiful Greek expression as ignoramus. Let the world not be that ignoramus. Pay attention to your background. Pay attention to the yesterdays. Pay attention to the knowledge tradition of Bharat. And Bharat never received a due respect from the world to her. This is highly pending. And someday these people will realize. By then it will be too late, but still, it's better you understand the knowledge aspect of Bharat and provide the required, deserving respect. So this is a question of complete knowledge tradition. We shall meet again with some other thoughts. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.